Welcome to Eating Trends. I am your host, Charlene, with my co-host, Niobe, nutritionist and coach, and together we bridge the food connection by discussing popular diets and the latest nutrition lifestyle. It's Eating Trends, where eating becomes trendy. Today we will talk about the keto diet. Now, this eating trend is not new. It is an old science that was used medically to treat neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. However, today, this eating trend is all about weight loss and reducing inflammation. So, welcome to our podcast. So, Niobe, tell me your thoughts.
So Charlene, for people like me that don't know much about the keto diet, what exactly is the keto diet?
So, it is the science of eating your macronutrients in a certain percentage. So let's start with carbs. The carb part of eating keto is very low. The protein part of eating keto is moderately low. And the fat side of keto is eating very high. So this drastically lowers the blood sugar and the insulin levels, and it shifts the body's metabolism away from carbs and towards stored body fat and ketones so it can get its energy. And your body then goes into fat burning zone.
Oh wow, so I could eat more fat?
You got it. That's what eating keto is all about. So the fat percentage is anywhere from between 70 to 80%.
Mm-hmm.
The protein is 20 to 25%, and the carb is 5 to 10%. So your diet is mostly fat.
Wow, that is really crazy to me because people always tell us to avoid fats, and here you are telling me that I can eat as much fatty foods as I want.
At least 70 up to 80% of your diet can be healthy fats.
Oh wow, so what healthy fats can I eat?
Well, first of all, the healthy fats, they look like, it's your coconut oil,
Mm-hmm.
olive oil, your butter, avocado, raw nuts. These make up your healthy fats and when you're eating keto.
Okay, so that's pretty familiar. We have a lot of avocado here.
Uh-huh.
We know what coconut oil is.
Yes, that's our staple, isn't
Yes,
it?
I love coconut oil.
Right.
And butter, I'm familiar with butter.
Yes, also even ghee, which is clarified butter.
I was wondering about the ghee.
Yes, you can as well. That's considered a part of your healthy fats.
Okay. So what other sources of foods can I eat on keto?
Well, of course, you have your proteins, and then you have your carbs. So your protein will look like this. You have your chicken thighs, organic eggs, wild fish, salmon,
Mm-hmm.
duck, steak.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be happy to have a steak.
Even pork, lamb chops, those kind of fatty meats are all perfect to eat on keto.
Okay, so what about the carbs?
Yeah, now the carbs is you definitely want to look at those vegetables that are nutrient dense and those vegetables that gives you all the fiber attached to the carbohydrates. And those vegetables are like, definitely cauliflower is a go-to vegetable when you're eating keto. What I love about cauliflower, it's a versatile vegetable. You know, on my YouTube channel, Niobe, listen, I have tons of cauliflower recipes. And what I love about cauliflower is it can give you a great taste in mac and cheese, keto style, of course. And it's packed with the fiber and it has the sufficient carbs that you need. Things like Brussels sprouts, broccoli as well, even cabbage. Even kimchi.
Oh. Kimchi?
Yes, kimchi as well.
What is kimchi?
Kimchi is just pickled or fermented cabbage. And that's a perfect keto food because fermented foods are associated with helping you stay in ketosis.
Oh, so that's what that is. I would see it, but I wasn't sure that's what it was called.
That's exactly what it's called. Yes, kimchi.
But fermented foods are usually really tasty though, so that's a win-win situation.
Exactly. It gives you the buzz of the lemon, the spices, everything pickled all together. It gives it a real kick to almost any food. Plus, it keeps you burning fat.
Yes.
Can't go wrong with that.
That's the goal here. So, what other foods that we can have in our diet that are good for keto?
I call it, there's the fancy stuff, the extra stuff. Not necessarily that you have to purchase on keto, but things like MCT oil, those are your medium chain triglyceride oils,
Okay.
or any of your keto supplements that has BHB in it, and all of these supplements actually are helping you to get in ketosis much faster.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for someone like me who don't eat a lot of meat, I eat mostly fish. I also add in multi-collagen when I'm doing my keto as a part of my clean protein sauce.
Okay.
So collagen, multi-collagen is one of my go-to.
So that collagen has a lot of protein in it for
yes,
you.
It has tons of protein in it. It's sufficient protein for you to be having as a part of your clean protein eating pot. Also, when you look at some of the other fancy stuff, now avocado is definitely the go-to
Love
fruit.
avocado.
I know. And this is avocado season, isn't it?
Yes. I'm so excited. I love it.
Right. And so sometimes you don't think about the oil aspect of it, but some of the fancy stuff is avocado oils. Sesame oil, even walnut oil.
Walnut oil?
Walnut oil. Yes. Just like how all the nuts can actually make milk, they can make oil as well. Even peanut butter or a butter, walnut butter. Yes.
Okay, that makes
sense. So nuts is definitely one of those go-to foods for keto. And the oils, that is something that I love when it comes to keto. Oils make the food taste a lot better. And so sometimes when we're only using coconut oil or olive oil, we can definitely make our keto meals more exciting by using avocado, walnut, and sesame oil.
Okay, so what about any flours that you recommend?
Yes, you can use mostly a lot of the nut flours. You can. This is the fancy stuff.
Nuts is like a
yes, it's a go-to food.
It's multi-dimensional. Okay.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. You can, when it comes to nuts, because you have the protein and the good healthy fats, you really can use nuts in so many different ways on when you're eating keto. Nuts are the perfect keto food. Also, additionally, the seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds. These are all perfect keto foods.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what about someone like me who has a sweet tooth? Are there any sweet foods?
Yes, cacao.
What?
Listen, if you are a chocolate lover, listen.
Well, I am.
Okay, good.
Definitely.
So I am too. My middle name is actually Chocolate. So let me tell you, I would recommend anywhere from at least 86 to 100% cacao, because what you want to do is you want to keep it as close to 100%, that percentage of cacao, and this is definitely a keto favorite food. I have on my YouTube channel, Eat Emotionally Well, where I make a collagen peanut butter cup using cacao, multi-collagen, and almond and peanut butter. It is delicious.
So that sounds so good.
Talk about eating clean on keto.
Yes,
that's one of my
go-to. Guilty after,
yes, you definitely don't feel guilty. So cacao is definitely one of those fancy extras that is safe enough to eat on keto.
Okay, good stuff. Another concern I had though, Jillian, was the word about this flu or keto flu or something that happens when you're transitioning. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, when you're eating the keto diet, when the body shifts from getting all of its energy source from carbs, and the carbs are no longer present, it shifts from getting all of its energy source to fat. During that transition, you get to experience what they call the keto flu. Now, it's not a traditional flu, but the symptoms are, as a matter of fact, you feel a little bit cramping in the legs, even nausea, dizziness. Sometimes you even have insomnia. You're not sleeping as well. And I've even heard people talk about difficulty focusing, a little bit of brain fog in that transition as well. So these symptoms are definitely associated with the keto flu, right down to headaches, fatigue, even sugar cravings. But they last about, sugar cravings. They last about 3 to 5 days, anywhere around there. But there's the extra fancy stuff that you can use to help you to go through the keto flu a lot faster. And one of my go-to things is pink salt.
Pink salt?
Yep. Pink salt.
So pink salt is the cure.
Yes, pink salt is the cure. Now, mind you, while you're using pink salt and if you are experiencing the keto flu, what you want to do is just simply add pink salt to almost anything that you're eating throughout the day, as well as Even before your first meal, you want to add some pink salt in a little bit of water. If you're experiencing cramping at nighttime, put the pink salt in a little bit of warm water and then drink it just before you go to bed, and you'll realize the minimization in cramping. So pink salt is like the go-to when you have keto flu. And what I love about eating keto is the keto flu does not last very long once you increase your potassium and your magnesium salts by using pink salt.
So that's the trick.
That is the trick. Yes.
So when I'm adding these salts, I don't have to worry about, the high blood pressure that they talk about.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, this keto diet is sounding pretty good.
Yes. If you're interested in losing weight, keto is one of the ways to go when it comes to quick weight loss. It's definitely different and new science that we've been accustomed to, but keto is effective, it works, and hey, what better way to eat your fats?
I mean,
chocolate cake, anyone?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
So I know that you've mentioned the healthy foods and healthy fats that we should eat on keto. Because you place so much emphasis on it being healthy, are you indicating that there aren't so healthy fats that we should avoid, or not so healthy foods that we should avoid on keto?
Yes, I am indicating that. Yes. Now, so there is something that I refer to as clean keto, and then you have dirty keto. Now, when you look at your meats and your proteins and your fats, there is better versions, what we refer to as clean. So let's look at the protein. We talked about the chicken thigh, organic eggs, wild salmon. When you look at protein, dirty protein is your potted meats. Hot dogs, fast foods, restaurant hamburgers, pork rings. These are all your dirty protein.
Oh, wow.
You want to stay away from those.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. We kind of have a general idea that they're not so good. We just like them.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, on keto, when you're eating dirty protein, you can still lose weight. However, if you're talking about feeling better and reducing inflammation, and also to help with digestive issues so you don't have that bloating and that really full feeling, you definitely want to stick more to eating the cleaner keto proteins and fat.
Oh, so you're saying that I technically still could eat these bad pork rings and hot dogs and stuff and lose weight.
Right.
But in the long term, it just wouldn't be that beneficial for me in terms of my digestive health and my overall wellness.
You got it.
Oh, okay.
And that's why when it comes to keto, when I talk about the macronutrients, I separate the leafy greens completely, because leafy greens, you can eat a whole ton of them on keto, because really there's no limits on the leafy greens, because they also help in aiding fat digestion and also helps you to feel less bloated as well.
Oh, so that would help the digestive system as well, by eating more of the greens, like you said.
Yes, because they're raw and loaded with digestive enzymes.
So I don't have no limit. I can eat
no limit to those leafy greens.
I can eat as much spinach and all that
as you want while you're doing keto. Okay. Now, one of the things I can tell you about keto is what I find is keto works better when you do them in intervals. And so, like, if I say to any of my clients, if I recommend keto, I would say do keto for 30 days, take a break, go back. Depending on how overweight my client is, I would recommend doing keto up to 90 days, taking a break, and doing some short detoxing, and then going back on to keto again, depending on what your weight loss goals are.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was under the impression that once I'm on keto, I need to stay on keto.
You can in some cases. You have some people that are morbidly obese, and I've heard of cases where people have eaten keto for up to a year. And I think if you are under physician's watch and care, you are dealing with a nutritionist or a health coach, I think that's absolutely fine.
Oh, okay. So it isn't necessarily a lifestyle thing. It's more like a...
It can be. It can be. Mm-hmm. But what I would say is, as long as you're eating clean keto, I would say.
Oh, right. Yes. That's it there. Okay.
Yes, as long as you're eating clean keto.
Okay, right.
Yes.
And then you've listed the clean foods and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm loving it. Keto, listen, there are so many eating trends out there, but I can tell you the latest, the hottest, the most go-to eating trend right now is the keto diet.
Everybody's talking about this keto diet.
Yes.
So I noticed that, like when it comes to the keto diet, people kind of like want to ensure that they stay in ketosis. Mm-hmm. So are there certain ways that we could like how do we ensure that we're in ketosis? And like,
listen, Niobe, that is a great question because, this is another reason why I love doing keto, because there are ketone sticks that, like little urine testing sticks that can actually help you to test your ketones to see if you're on ketosis. Now, there are a number of ways. I mean, traditionally, most people use the urinalysis sticks. And outside of doing that, you can test the blood, or there's other devices that you can purchase at home to prick yourself and to see if you are in ketosis. But one of the quickest ways is to do a urinalysis stick. When you get up first thing in the morning, you dip the stick in there, you test your urine, and the more purple it is, the more you are in ketosis, burning fat. I call it the fat burning zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the zone we need to be in, man.
Yeah.
It's summer.
It's summer, and we want to look good. So eating how you eat in keto is so important. And when you are looking at keto for the long term, one of the things we recommend is make sure that you're eating clean keto. And that's your healthy fats, your whole meats, and your carbs comes from complex, high nutrient dense vegetables.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
So Shay, I know you always have this very famous saying of yours that I find it to be so authentic and timely and appropriate. So one of the most popular things you say is, you are what you say and eat. So say your words deliciously.
This is
EatingTrends.